And medyo delayed na tayo, so we will just proceed to the presser. And we will ask the commandant first to give his statement, and then you may ask your questions afterward. Meron na tayong mga nakalistang mga 11 na magtatanong na nauna, nagpa-reserve, and then we'll go to the question and answer. As normally, alam nyo naman to, 1 question and 2 follow-up questions ang gagawin natin. And if you have question, si Miss Joy Gumatay will do the yung pag-appoint kung sino yung mga susunod na magtatanong. So may I now give the floor to Vice Admiral George Orsabia, the Commandant of the Philippine Coast Guard. Sir?
Thank you very much, Commodore Balilo. Magandang umaga sa lahat. Good morning, everyone. I'm Vice Admiral George Villarreal Orsabia Jr., and I'm the Commandant of the Philippine Coast Guard. We are here to present the ongoing SAR operation that the Coast Guard is conducting, which is a collision incident between a MV Vienna Wood N and fishing vessel Liberty 5, which happened off Occidental Mindoro. So we are going to present to you or answer questions related to our responses, ongoing efforts, and courses of actions that we are going to undertake, specifically on the investigation, responding investigation that we will be conducting.
Okay.
I know that most of you are aware already, do have such information about this incident. So I'm here to receive questions regarding whatever you want me to answer regarding the incident and our ongoing efforts in this maritime incident.
Okay, sir, with your permission, we have Mr. from GMA News Online, Jovilan Grita, to ask the first question, sir. Jovilan?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, yes.
First question po, based on the initial probe ng collision doon po sa Liberty 5 at sa Vienna.
Well, initially, nakita namin is poor visibility kasi when it happened, the visibility then was very poor. There was a heavy downpour. Not to mention yung unfavorable sea condition because of the strong effect of the southwest monsoon. So far, yun yung nakikita namin, but we will still continue our investigation because there are a lot of things to check. One of which is the competence of the crew ng bulk carrier, especially so. At the time, the one who was on watch was a third mate. So we have to check if he is really competent to be on watch. And of course, we want to check also their safety management system on board, if it is really responsive, you know. And of course, we have to check also, want to know if if the fishing vessel was complete with navigational light. Kasi paggabi kasi, ang isa sa mga basihan namin in navigating are the navigational lights. Because we want to ascertain, ano ba yung nakita ng third mate when he was navigating in that area. So with that,
Hindi ko marinig si Commandant eh. Hindi naririnig.
sorry, off ata.
Nawala.
Hello.
Joy, nawala, Joy.
How do you hear me, man? Okay na?
Okay, sir. Narinig kayo, sir?
Okay na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jovi?
Do you want me to repeat my answer on the question of GMA?
Sir, Jovi? Ano si Jovi?
Hello,
Jovi?
sir. Can you hear me now?
Oh.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Narinig mo yung mga sagot.
Yes po, I hear po.
Jovi, nakuha
Second
mo yung
question
sagot ko
po.
kanina?
Sir, paulit na lang.
Ulitin ko
Paulit
na
na lang po, sir.
Jovi, yung question mo, regarding your question, based on
Okay.
our initial investigation, one of the reasons why that incident happened is poor visibility in the area at the time. Because there was a heavy downpour. Tapos, midnight yan, halos midnight na. Not to mention also the poor sea condition because of the strong southwest monsoon or the habagat. So, isa yan. So, visibility then was very poor. But of course, we will not confine on the visibility. There are other aspects to be checked and considered. One of which, of course, is the competence of the crew, especially the one who was on watch at the time of the bulk carrier. Because at the time, accordingly, it was the third mate. And we know the third mate is the most junior officer on board a ship. So we have to check his competence. Also, we will check its safety management system because every ship, especially these seagoing vessels, should be ISM compliant, so to speak, or they should have a safety management system on board. So we have to check if it is really that responsive. Maybe it's not. And we will also check their equipment on board because during night navigation, they have one of the instruments that we rely on when navigating is the radar. So we have to check if the radar are functioning well. And likewise, we have to check also the navigational lights because at night, we are dependent also on the kind of lights that we are seeing, the color of the light. May white dyan, may red, may green, ganyan. So for us to know if we are meeting the vessel is crossing, or are we following the vessel, and so on and so forth. So it's a complex thing in investigating. But initially, what we have seen, to answer your question for now, is the poor visibility and the poor sea condition at the time.
So, second question, sir. Nag-reach out na po ba kayo sa Hong Kong counterparts natin? Then,
Counterparts in China, you know, we have this port state control system. We have this Tokyo MOU, or a port state control MOU that we have in the region. Through such system, we immediately inform the flag state, the ship owner, and of course, yung other concerned parties. But yung flag state are already informed, especially so, we already detained the vessel effective yesterday. It is under detention already through the PSC system. So the flag state is well informed. And the flag state has already communicated with me in my capacity as commandant, asking for initial report. And thus we will be giving them initial report of the incident.
last question, sir. Kamusta na po yung search and rescue operations natin?
Tuloy-tuloy pa rin, no? Our search and rescue operation is continuous. It has to be sustained for the next 3 days, and after which we will evaluate if there's a need for us to extend such SAR operation of ours. So meaning to say, this is our second day today. So ongoing pa rin yung SAR operation natin dun sa area, and we will continue it tomorrow. Then at the end, by Thursday, we will assess if there is still a need for us to continue such operation.
Thank you, sir. That's all po. Salamat.
Thank you very much. Next question, please. Juan?
Sir, JC Gutinga of Rappler, please. JC?
Hello, good morning, Vice Admiral Orsavilla, JC po of Rappler. Sir, my question is...
Good morning, JC.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having this presser, sir. My question is, the captain of the Vienna Wood, the bulk carrier, was able to report the incident to the Coast Guard, we understand. So, sir, we want to ask, at what point was he able to place that report, since the incident happened 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. of Sunday, and then the news found out almost, 22 hours later. So we want to know, sir, at what point the captain was able to place his report?
Actually, JC, as per official report, the incident happened 22:20 on the 27th of June. So nangyari ito 22:20 ng gabi nung Sabado. Okay? And our command center here at the national headquarters, Philippine Coast Guard, was able to receive the distress signal or call from that ship at around 0146 hotel on the 28th of June. So only after 10, 11, 12, 1, after 3 hours. Only after 3 hours, reckon from when the incident happened, that we received such distress call from the master of the vessel, of the bulk carrier, and it was through email. It was through email that we received such distress call.
Okay, sir. Given this, was there any did the bulk carrier like stop? Did it try to remedy the situation? In other words, did it try to save the 14 fishermen, knowing that they collided with the boat?
According to them, they just stopped and we call it lying to remain in the area without deploying any small boat to conduct search and rescue or immediate assistance to the fishing vessel. But they did not leave the area for reason that there were already a number of fishing vessels present in that area. Not to mention also that their ship is very, very big, that they have to maneuver it out far from the small vessel because of safety reason, considering the sea condition at the time. So,
Right.
hindi naman nila iniwanan yung area, but they were not able to launch their own team to conduct immediate, assistance or search and rescue assistance to the ill-fated fishing vessel.
Okay, sir. Last question ko po. Given that situation, what did maritime law or international seafaring conditions require of them? Would they have been required to deploy? Because I'm sure meron naman silang rescue boats. I mean, every ship has that, right, sir? So, should they have tried actively to save those fishermen?
Yes, JC, isa yan sa mga titingnan namin. That's one of those that we are going to consider in conducting an investigation, because we have to establish liabilities here. Because of such accident, it's possible, and it's possible that they will have criminal and civil liabilities also in this case. But there has to be due process for such. Okay, so titingnan namin yan na may basehan nga naman talaga na they have to render immediate assistance from their end, despite the fact that there are already fishing vessels in the vicinity. But we have to we are already considering such angle in our investigation, JC.
Okay, thank you very much, Admiral. Thank you.
Thank you very much, JC.
JC, thank you very much. And we will now ask Clay Pardilla of PTV4 to ask his question. Clay?
Good morning. Yes, sir. Good morning. Again po si Clay po ito. Sir, follow-up ko lang po sa earlier question. Sabi niyo kasi nasa 3 hours yung interval. My question is it enough yung 3 hours para makapag-report, or dapat po immediately yung pag-report nila?
Clazel, thank you very much for that question. Mga ganyan, mga distress call, soon as possible, dapat maipadala mo yan, ano? So isa din yan sa tinitingnan namin why it took them 3 hours, no? Or we are looking at their responsiveness in and promptness in sending such distress call. So kami din, it's a question, no, for the investigator to really establish why it took them 3 hours, if indeed it was 3 hours. Kasi hindi rin natin alam, baka ni-raise ka agad nila yan, but because of the means of sending it, it took only after 3 hours for our command center to receive such distress call. Tapos via email pa talaga.
Sir, one last follow-up na lang po sa akin. Gaano po karami yung tripulante nung Hong Kong cargo vessel? And enough po ba yung meron tayong isa lang na watchman or dapat SOP na hindi lang isa? Tapos sir, meron din ba talaga silang maliliit na boats or may capacities ba sila to rescue in the first place? O baka naman wala po pala?
Yes, Crisel, this is a bulk carrier, a big one. This is a 31,540 gross ton bulk carrier of international standard, seagoing. So kompleto ito sa mga safety equipment, and that includes mga small boats, no, mga lifeboats and other service boats on board, And they have 20 crew. So compliant naman sila sa manning requirement based on existing standard. So yung gabing yon, meron kasi yung mga watchkeeping, So usually 3 yan na ina-watch. So titingnan din namin yon. Titingnan na investigators natin yon at the time kung yung required na team, watchkeeping team nila o bridge team nila, tinatawag, kompleto at the time. Saka, kasi siyempre isa sa mga tinitingnan namin na anggulo, baka naka-autopilot sila. Ganon, So the possibility of them on autopilot at the time. So the investigators are well informed on how to validate this and how to find out what's the condition at the time or the setup on the navigational team or the watchkeeping team of the bulk carrier at the time.
Sir, sorry, pahabol na lang po. Gaano po sana ka-crucial yung 3 hours na yon na hindi sila nakapag-report?
Again, Clisel, medyo malabo.
Apo, sir, gaano po sana ka-crucial yung 3 hours na yon na hindi po sila nakapag-report?
Hindi ko marinig, Clisel. Sorry.
Sir, can you hear me po?
Hello.
Apo, sir. Can you hear me? Apo. Sir?
Yes, Clisel.
Okay. Sir, gaano po sana ka-crucial yung remaining 3 hours na hindi po sila nakapag-report?
Very crucial talaga yung Clisel. Kasi nung first 3 hours na yun, kung nakapag-responde sana sila, so most likely, nung yung fishing vessel nakataob. Kasi sa tingin ko, tumaob na yun . Theory ko lang ito . Kasi we have yet to wait for the result of the investigation. Pero ang theory ko, tumaob na yun . So pag taob na yun, habang maaga pa, hindi pa yun, it was not taking so much water yet. So ang hindi pa siya that submerged, pero capsized na siya. So pwede pa sanang mapasok yung ibang spaces niya para sana makuha natin yung mga na-trap doon if ever man na-trap yung mga missing crew na hinahanap natin ngayon. Well, siyempre, yung seawater will be entering the spaces ng capsized fishing vessel. So, habang tumatagal, napupuno yung mga empty spaces ng fishing vessel hanggang hanggang napuno. Pag napuno yun, definitely lulubog talaga yun, which yun ang nangyari. Kaya critical sana yung first 3 hours.
Alright, okay na po ako, sir. Thank you so much.
Clay, thank you. We will now proceed with the question of Mr. Howard Johnson of BBC, sir. Howard, are you there?
Yes, I'm
Howard?
there.
Okay.
Give me
Please ask your question to Admiral Orsabia, please.
Thank you very much for your time, everyone, this morning. Just to ask the question, what was the actual location of the Vienna Wood when it sent the distress signal? Had it sailed on from the area, and how far had it moved away from the area where the collision took place?
Howard, we are checking yet the AIS track of this vessel because it is equipped with AIS, and we have downloaded already the track, and we have seen that it didn't go so far from where it collided with the fishing vessel.
And do you know an explanation given why they sent it by email rather than more conventional approach, perhaps, or is that the typical way you would communicate a distress call?
Well, it really depends on the location. Probably they tried via VHF radio to channel 16, but in that area, probably it's out of range, and thus they decided to send it via email.
Okay, I think a lot of the questions have been answered on my side. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Howard, thank you. We will now ask Robertson from the Philippine Star to ask his question to the Commandant. Robertson, please.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Robertson.
Alright. Sir, gusto ko lang po itanong na, kasi sinabi po ng Malacanang na parang yung nangyaring insidente yon, it was just parang banggaan lang sa karagatan, parang ganun. Do you take the same point of view with that of Malacanang po, sir?
Yes, definitely, Robertson. Kasi para lang yan yung area kasi na yan, sea lane yan highway yan sa dagat. So
Yes, sir.
para lang yan na tulad lang natin yan sa highway dito sa lupa, na yung barko, yung bulk carrier, isang 10-wheeler truck, at yung fishing vessel ay isang Isuzu Elf na truck na nagbanggaan, na merong karapatan na they are users of the road. In this case, barko, users of the sea, nagna-navigate, and while navigating, nagbanggaan. So ganun lang kasimple ang logic niyan, Robertson.
Okay, sir. Sir, are you planning to give assistance or at least financial assistance to the families of the missing fishermen?
Well, kasi to Robertson, it's not part of the mandate of the Coast Guard, but through the civil, kung may establish ng civil liability, well, so yung sinong dapat magbayad, yun magbabayad ng mga tawag dito, yung dapat na mag-claim such damages. Nandiyan naman yung PNI Club, for example. Yung PNI Club kasi, isa ito sa mga insurer ng bulk carrier, nagpakita na rin naman kahapon. So, in good faith naman silang harapin itong mga financial concerns sa aksidente na ito. So, we are positive na kung ma-establish man, kasi siyempre may proseso yan, na babayaran yung mga dapat babayaran dito, lalo na itong mga fishermen na until now missing pa. Hindi pa naman natin ma-declare na mga na ito sila patay because it's too early to say so. We are still hopeful na buhay pa sila kasi pangalawang araw pa naman ngayon.
Alright, sir. Sir, itanong ko lang kasi yung last January, nag-visit po dito sa Philippines, yung counterpart po ng PCG from China. Part po ba ito yung sa Hong Kong na barko? Part po ba ito, sir, sa parang efforts? Kasi yun yung visit nila basically is to strengthen humanitarian assistance, tapos pag-lay down ng mechanisms para ma-ensure yung protection ng mga fishermen. Na-inform po ba to, sir, yung mga from the Hong Kong flag vessel po, sir?
It's nung pagpunta ng Chinese Coast Guard dito noong January, hindi namin naman napag-usapan ito. It was more on yung sa West Philippine Sea, yung sa Baudi Masinloc, especially in treating our fishermen and their fishermen.
Pero sir, alright. Sir, sabi kasi ni Sir Garcia before na parang part ng visit nila is to strengthen yung ties between the PCG and the CCG, and also i-train na para maproteksyonan yung mga fishermen not only from the Philippines but also from other areas.
Yes, totoo yan. Especially those na mga fishermen natin nangingisda doon sa West Philippine Sea at saka dyan sa Baudi Masinloc. Kasi yun yung mga fishermen natin na naharas, no? So, yun yung sinigurado namin na ma-address yung concern na yan. Pero itong insidente kasi na ito, nangyari dyan sa tawag ito, Occidental Mindoro, nasa loob ito ng territorial waters natin na Robertson.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tayo may absolute na jurisdiction dito.
Oo. But yun nga, sir. Last na lang po yung tanong ko. Do you think nag-defy yung crew ng barko na yun para i-save or mayroon silang defiance dun sa agreement between the PCG and the CCG on that matter po as far as humanitarian assistance is concerned po, sir?
Sa ngayon, Robertson, honestly, hindi pa namin ma-ascertain yan dahil ongoing pa yung investigation. Pero ang magandang balita, very cooperative naman sila sa investigation na ginagawa natin. So, hintayin natin yung resulta ng investigasyon at doon natin malalaman kung defiant ba sila o hindi doon sa ginawa nilang supposedly na response immediately pagkatapos na noong collision.
Alright, sir. Thank you po,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you, Robertson. We will now ask Michael Flores of the Agents France Press to ask the question.
Thank you, Commodore Armand. Good morning, Vice Admiral. Just a few clarification. You mentioned earlier that the crew of Vienna Wood failed to lodge assistance. Based on your initial investigation, why were they not able to help the ill-fated crew members of the ill-fated vessel?
Well, number one, kita kasi na they saw that there were a lot of fishing vessels already in the area. Two, their vessel is very, very big and it was empty, and thus the freeboard was very high. It will take time also in launching their small boats in order to respond. Not to mention also that the visibility at the time was very, very poor, as well as the sea condition. So their priority then was to bring their ship away from the capsized fishing vessel and to those responding fishing vessel in the vicinity, because if not, they might lose control of the ship and will also hit the small vessels responding to such. So from a mariner's point of view, of course, you have to bring your ship away where it will be safe and will not endanger other ships responding there or other vessels responding in that area. So sa tingin ko yun yung naging ano nila rason, no? So that's it. That's my findings on such so far.
Vice Admiral, how many fishing vessels were in the area when the incident occurred, and were there efforts on those fishing vessels to respond also to Liberty 5?
I don't have the exact number of fishing vessels in that area, but except that based on the report, there were many, and they tried to respond, help, but what made them limited on their efforts is because of the unfavorable sea condition and poor visibility.
Last question on my end, Vice Admiral. Can you give us a timetable of the investigation? When do you expect to conclude your probe of the incident?
We want to finish the investigation in 5 to 7 days. Starting yesterday, reckon from yesterday.
So around Tuesday next week?
Tuesday, yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Vice Admiral.
Thank you very much as well.
Thank you. We will now have Melo Acuña for his question, sir. Melo?
Good morning, Commodore and Vice Admiral. If there were indeed fishing vessels in the area, was the Coast Guard able to get their statements or, should I say, accounts of what transpired? Number one. Number two, isn't it an SOP for mariners to assist fellow mariners in distress? The first two questions, Vice Admiral.
Yes, the first one, definitely we will get statements of the fishermen who responded in the immediate vicinity. Of course, we need their side also, their account, to be able to come up with a credible account of what really happened. And on your second question, yes, sir. There is a law for the mariners to render assistance in such kind of situation. So that's one of which I mentioned earlier. That's one of the things that we are going to investigate or consider in our investigation.
I see. Well, thank you very much. What progress have you made in your search and rescue operations? Were there signs of life of the 12 fishermen and 2 passengers?
Yes, sir. So far, yes, wala talaga. We know no signs of survivors and life for now, but we are hopeful that with a strong southwest monsoon, we are anticipating that some of them have reached the coastlines of Mindoro. So we have already alerted the coastal areas for such possibility. So we're praying that such kind of situation will arise.
Mhm.
Dahil doon sa the results of our scouring of the sea area, there's no life and survivals at all since yesterday and even up to this moment. So because our helicopter, the new helicopter and our islander are there doing a series of sorties, scouring the sea area, as well as our 2 ships are there also conducting search and rescue, surface search and rescue operation.
Yeah, no signs of lifeboats?
Wala talaga, no signs except yung mga debris of their cargo or mga kagamitan ng barko, yun yung mga nakita, nag-float.
Mm.
And we are hoping, God forbid, kung talagang doon, sana makawala at mag-float. We expect by tomorrow, the 3rd day, kung ano man, mag-float na yung bodies nila. But sana naman, we are praying na sana naman na-drift lang sila doon sa coastal area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Melo. Sir, we'll have Jovic of the Philippine Daily Inquirer. Jovic?
Hi, sir. Good morning. Hello, sir.
Go ahead, Jovic.
Sir, given the circumstances you mentioned earlier and based on initial investigation, masasabi po ba natin that the crew of Shenwood did all it can to rescue our fishermen and that their actions were justifiable?
Jovic, can you repeat your question?
Hello, sir. Sir, given po yung circumstances na na-mention nyo earlier and based sa initial investigation natin, masasabi ba natin na the crew of Shenwood did all it can to rescue our fishermen and that yung actions nila are justifiable?
Well, too early to conclude as such, Jovic. Pero kung ikaw kasi marinero at dala-dala mo malaking barko at nakita mo mayroong tumawi yung barko at saka maraming mga malilit na barko din responding to such, ang una mong gagawin, ilalayo mo yung malaki mong barko muna eh. Kasi baka mamaya, magdadrift kasi yan, considering na malaki ang alon, baka mamaya because of the big waves, your big ship will be drifted towards the small boats, responding boats, and as well as yung capsize sa vessel. Maararo mo yun eh. So, ilalayo mo muna yung barko. Once may layo mo, only then that you can launch your rescue team for such purpose. So, sa tingin ko, too early to say, but bringing their ship away from such, but not leaving the area, they have done their part, I would say, 50% of what they're expected to do.
Sir, just a follow-up. Doon lang sa hierarchy of distress calls natin, kung hindi po sila makapasok through the VHF radio, email na po ba yung next resort nila?
There are other means naman actually, Jovic, no? Nandiyan yung GMDSS. Sana, ang problema lang natin talaga dito sa bansa natin, yung GMDSS facility, wala tayong capability sa GMDSS. No? Kaya yan yung isa sa mga rason na the Coast Guard has come up with a upgrading. Part of its upgrade capability development is to upgrade also our capability in receiving distress calls and monitoring distress calls. Nasa pipeline na sana yan. Kaso nga lang, dahil sa COVID response natin, COVID pandemic, medyo ibinalik sa amin hopefully for consideration next year. So there's really a need for us to upgrade our capability in receiving and monitoring distress calls. So sa ngayon, ang meron tayo ay yung through VHF Marine Band, which has a limited capability, and yun, through email.
Last na lang on my end, sir. Yung Liberty 5 po, ilang taon na po itong in use? And meron na ba tayong mga na-spot na debris na sa mga shorelines natin?
Ilang taon na, ano yung question mo?
In use po, yung Liberty 5.
Liberty 5 kung ilang taon na?
Yes, sir.
Hello, Jory.
Yes, sir. Kung yung age po nung vessel.
Anong vessel? Unfortunately, wala akong data nun. So, ko alam kung ilang taon na ito, itong Liberty 5, but it seems na this is an old fishing vessel based on the picture. At saka yung modelo niya, parang Japanese-made ito na fishing vessel. Carrier ito Parang carrier ang forma.
Okay, Jovic. Jovic, are you done?
Yung ano na lang po, sir, kung meron na po tayong mga na-spot na debris sa shorelines natin.
Wala tayong na-spot sa shorelines natin, but in the immediate vicinity where the incident happened, at saka doon banda sa may Calavite Passage, yung mga pails na ginagamit nila para sa mga fish catch nila, made of plastic, yung naglutangan. Ito yung mga visible on the surface, as well as certain mga plastic cables that they have on board, naglutangan. So, ito lang yung so far na nakikita namin. Wala nga kami nakitang mga oil sheen or oil slick. None so far. But except those that I have mentioned earlier.
Okay pa. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Jovic. Next is sir, si Johnson Manabat po ng DZMM. Johnson?
Good morning, Commodore. Good morning, Admiral.
Johnson?
Admiral, good morning po.
Hindi ko marinig.
Good morning po.
Yan.
Apo, good morning, Admiral. Good morning po, Commodore. Sabi po ninyo doon sa initial result na inyong investigation na poor visibility at saka masama ang lagay ng panahon. May we have your categorical statement na base po ba doon, are we ruling out yung posibilidad na baka sinadya ng MBBN yung pagbangga doon sa FB Liberty?
Sa tingin ko, hindi naman ganun. Hindi naman ganun na sinadya. No? I think that's very unfair kasi sa mga marinero naman, it is a criminal act to do that. I don't think na sinadya yun. Nagkataon lang talaga na, that's a sea lane, that's a highway. Opo. So the bulk carrier has the right to transit in that sea lane. Ganun din yung fishing vessel. Opo. So meron tayo namang sinusunod na mga rules of the road na traffic tinatawag natin, or ito yung mga traffic rules and regulation kung sa lupa. So siguro meron lang aberya. Opo. Aspeto na yon, kaya nagkaroon ng collision.
Mm-hmm. Tapos follow up na lang po, yung term na ginamit po ninyo kanina na nakadetain ang MBBN, tama po ba? Ibig sabihin po ay while the investigation is ongoing, hindi ho sila paaalisin dito sa bansa, at kung lumabas yung result kanyo na baka may criminal liability or civil liability yung mga crew ng MBBN, ano pong gagawing proseso?
Yes, yung detention nila, it's more on the port state control system. No, pag mga barko na-involved sa ganyan mga major accidents, lalo na mayroong loss of property and possibility of loss of lives here, kailangan nating i-detain talaga yung barko for purposes of investigation and to establish also, to ascertain that, kasi indikasyon na yan na ang barko is unseaworthy. having
Opo.
been involved in an accident. So kailangan talaga siya i-detain. So it's more of the safety aspect or seaworthiness of the vessel for now. But in the course of the investigation, if we will be able to establish that there are criminal liabilities and civil liabilities, of course, corresponding charges be filed in court for the court to hopefully issue a corresponding court order for the vessel to be detained further.
All right. Thank you po, Admiral. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very
Abalido.
Thank you, Johnson. Next will be Ms. Joyce Ilas of CNN Philippines. Joyce? Joyce? Joyce, nandyan ka pa ba? Hello, Joyce? Joyce? Okay, kung wala pa si Joyce, Chino? Chino Gaston, please. Chino? Di yata tayo.
Hey, sir. Good morning. Morning.
Chino, sige, please. Please ask your question.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Good
Yes,
morning,
sir.
Chino.
Good morning, sir. Sir, there was a state investigation conducted yesterday by elements of the police, the Coast Guard, Batangas, to talk to the captain of the stricken, of the cargo vessel. Information that there was a violation of the so-called you just mentioned. Ano ba, sir, yung sinabi, sir? Starboard to starboard na aviation protocol ba? Kasi parang list na mag-veer to the right at then yung protocol is to also veer to the right. Parang mayroong hindi nasunod statement ng captain.
Well, ang na-receive kong report, yung barko, itong bulk carrier, was able to pick up on her radar 2 vessels. One is a big one, meeting vessels, and one is a small one. This small one is happens to be the fishing vessel Liberty 5. Yung malaking vessel na pick up nila, they were able to communicate with such vessel that they will pass starboard to starboard. So nakapag-establish sila ng ganong prior communication. So ito namang fishing vessel na naging problema nila. According to the master of this bulk carrier. Kasi what they were seeing was a white light, puting ilaw. Wala silang nakitang, hindi naman nabanggit doon, pero it appears na wala silang nakitang green or red light. Importante kasi yun eh. Kasi yung green at saka red light will determine if it is really meeting vessel, is it a crossing port, crossing starboard, mga ganon. Sa mga among mariners, intindihan namin yon. Pag white light kasi makikita mo, ibig sabihin, sinusundan mo yung barko. You are on the same direction at binubuntutan mo yung barko na yon. What they were seeing was a white light. So, according to them, na-confuse sila. But siguro nakita nila na yung CPA o yung palapit ng distansya nila. So, according to the master, they changed course to port side or to left, going to the left. Kasi to avoid also the meeting vessel on the right side. Okay, which is rational also. But in doing so, the fishing vessel suddenly altered course and they ended up on a collision course. Kaya yun nag-collide sila. Well, yan ang side ng master ng bulk carrier. So we have yet to validate that. And we can validate it, and one of which that we can validate it is to review the AIS track of the bulk carrier, which we have now. So isa yan na paraan kung nag-alter ba talaga siya or nag-steady on course lang siya. So, ito yan sa mga titingnan namin sa investigasyon, Chino.
Sir, follow up lang.
Yes. I can't hear you, Chino.
Sir, ito sir. Hello. Sorry. Sir,
Yes, Chino.
Detention of the 20 Chinese crew. We got in touch with yung local representing consulship. Ang sinasabi, they are free to leave anytime. Tama ba? Parang this is just cost.
Chino, please repeat your question dahil mahina talaga.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Yung detention ng crew, airing or whatever, at this point ba established na they have to stay until the concluded, or they can go anytime? Kasi parang sabi, wala daw tayong right to detain them under international law, something like that, sir. Kasi nagbigay.
No, na-detain na yung vessel effective last night under the PSC system. So they cannot leave where they are now without lifting the detention. So they have to wait for the lifting of such detention, Chino. So kami rin na magde-decide niyan.
Sir, final question, sir. Yesterday, nakita ng PCG yung cargo vessel. May malaking butas po dun sa ulo ng barko. Is that significant in any way ng investigation natin?
Yes, definitely that is very significant, Chino. Because that's you can assess already kung gaano katindi yung impact. No, kung nabutas yung stem, tawag doon yung stem, yung portion na yun, supposedly yan ang pinakamatigas na parte ng barko at nabutas yan. So we can right now we can surmise na malakas-lakas talaga yung impact. Okay? So kaya nabutas yun. Then not to mention that it is it appears na it will be below waterline kung loaded ang barko. So it seems that the vessel is considered unseaworthy. And the more na hindi siya pwedeng palisin dahil unseaworthy na siya because of such condition.
Thank you, sir. That's all for.
Thank you very much, Chino.
Thank you.
Chino, thank you. Maraming salamat sa iyo. Balik tayo kay Joyce Ilas of CNN Philippines. Joyce?
Hi, sir. Good morning po.
Good morning, Joyce.
Sir, you mentioned there were other fishing vessels or other boats in the area. How many are there, sir? And have you reached out to them?
Yes, I now have the number. Kanina wala eh. There were seven responding vessels at the time. We will certainly reach out to them, Joyce. Madali lang naman yan because we have the presence of our frontline Coast Guard units in that area.
And sir, all these other 7 fishing vessels sent help.
Yes.
To Liberty 5 po.
Yes.
Okay, but we have yet to talk to them, sir.
We haven't talked to them yet because we are focusing on our SAR efforts for now.
Sir, you mentioned the possibility of criminal and civil liability. May I know, sir, kung ano po yung mga possible na kaso na ma-file sa Vienna Wood, sir?
Well, reckless imprudence is one of which, and resulting to probably, I hope not, multiple homicide. Then, isa yan sa mga tinitingnan namin. But it's up to the lawyers, our lawyers, to really determine on that, Joyce.
Okay. Sir, sorry, just to clarify po, kapag po ba ganito, yung PCG pwedeng mag-file ng kaso mismo? Or dapat po ba private individuals, dapat yung pamilya yung mag-file?
Pwede naman kami, kasi authority naman kami. We can always file such a complaint. But better also that the complainant, like for example, yung family and the ship owner or the fishing boat owners will be with us in filing this case.
Sir, if you ever find liabilities po, are you planning to file any case po?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you,
We will
sir.
pursue such case or cases.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Joyce. Sir, wala na tayong mga phone-in question, pero may mga clarificatory question na pinahabol. Si Ron Lopez ng Agents France Press, tsaka si Clay Pardilla. So, Ron, nandyan ka pa ba? You can ask your question now.
Okay, sir. Hi, good morning, Vice Admiral. Sir, medyo naitanong na ni Chino ano tungkol dun sa damage. Pero can you describe kung ano yung naging tama damage ng Liberty 5?
Well, accordingly, nung nakakita sa mga divers namin, nakarating dun sa area, nung hindi pa talaga lumubog, it seems na ang tama nasa port side or nasa kaliwang parte ng barko, ng fishing vessel. Doon yung tama. And it seems na hindi lang isang beses tinamaan, parang may succession ng tama. Yun yung based on the judgment ng diver namin na nakakita when they responded before it sank, totally sank.
Bali sa katawan, sir, sa body?
Oo, sa katawan. Left side ng barko, pati yung hull niya, pati yung bottom hull niya, siguro nung tumaob na, tinamaan pa talaga. Siguro naararo. So, ganun lang yan.
So we can conclude, sir, na yung Liberty 5 yung nabangga at yung Vienna Wood ang bumangga or nakabangga.
Ron, hindi ko maintindihan. Medyo, garbled.
Sir, from that facts, can we conclude na yung Vienna Wood yung nakabangga at yung Liberty 5 yung binangga?
Lumalabas na ganun nga. Kasi ang tama kasi ng Vienna Wood end, yung harapan niya mismo eh. Yun yung nakabangga. Tapos yung sa fishing vessel, yung gilid. Particularly yung kaliwang portion ng barko. So parang crossing ang fishing vessel from the right of the bulk carrier.
Okay, last question, sir. Doon lang sa details ng mga crews ng Vienna Wood, lahat po ba Chinese? And sila po ba ay considered under custody or arrested? Or ano po bang tamang term na gagamit?
For now, hindi natin masabi na they are arrested. Siguro they are just held for now because the vessel is detained. So since the vessel is detained under the port state control system, kasama na yung mga crew on board. No? So they're not arrested unless there will be a court order directing us to really detain the vessel and arrest the crew. Only then that they'll be considered arrested.
Any nationality, sir? May mga crews?
Mga nationality ng crew, I think they're all Chinese. Hong Kong national.
Hong Kong
national
national.
Chinese. Yeah.
Sir, pero pag sinabi po natin Hong Kong, kasi from Chinese, so sila po ba ay from the mainland or from the Hong Kong?
Hong Kong, ang flag kasi niya Hong Kong eh.
Okay, sir. Sige po. Maraming salamat, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much as well.
Ron, thank you. Thank you very much, Ron. Isa na lang po, last question na from ulit kay Clay Pardilla, sir, ng Channel 4. Clay?
Sir, pasensya na makulit. Sabi po kasi ng Irma Fishing and Trading Incorporated, they are fully equipped with navigational gears. Ibig sabihin, pati ilaw, ganyan. Pero forgive my ignorance and understanding whether or not po nakita yung ilaw ng Liberty, kapag po hindi nahanap yung mga biktima, will they still be held liable?
Cool. It's up to the court to determine that, Crisel. Kasi of course, we will consider all the circumstances at the time. So it's for the court to decide on such.
All right, I'm good na po, sir.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, we will tapos na po yung ating presser. Nagpapasalamat po tayo kay Vice Admiral Ursabia, yung RTVM, tsaka po kay Ms. Joy Gumatay, at pati po sa staff ng Public Affairs Office. We'll ask lang si Commandant, sir, kung meron pa kayong sasabihin.
Anyway, tuloy-tuloy naman ang effort namin dito sa SAR operation na ito. And we just have to pray that we will be able to find survivors, no? Siyempre, wala naman tatalo talaga sa prayers. Just help us pray for us to be able to locate the survivors. If not, we just have to accept such reality. But Coast Guard is there. We will continue our efforts. Walang iwanan, ika nga. Kasi sa amin, napakamahal, napaka-importante bawat buhay. I think lalo na mga fishermen natin dahil sila isa sa mga, masabi natin, are doing their part also to help our economy, to support our yung pangangailangan natin, lalo na itong COVID period, lalo na yung isda na kailangan natin. So we are into doing our part also, Coast Guard, helping the fishing industry. So makakaasa po kayo na yung Coast Guard nyo will always be around to be responsive it's more on prevention. We should be into prevention, but if accident should happen, Coast Guard will always be there to be responsive in rescuing and saving lives. So pagdasalan natin, let's pray for one another, and God bless to all of you.
On that note, maraming salamat po. Hanggang sa muling press con. We'll send you some of the videos and pictures ng mga rescue operations kanina. Okay? Tsaka yung mga file photo ng barko. Sige, maraming salamat. Thank you very much. RTBM, maraming salamat po.